everyone, it is Evan here from the Trade Risk on Wednesday, June 5th. We are intraday right now, and this is our weekly trade ideas video where we bring you some of the names from our watch list, stocks that are holding up well, showing some relative strength, and ideally are not yet too extended in their moves. As always, these videos are powered by our partners over at Investors Business Daily. We're curating ideas from their stock lists. You can get access to their lists with a link in the description of this video. So we have 5 names to look at today. It's a little tougher out there finding actionable names right now, given the magnitude of the bounce that we've seen across the markets. And I know personally, through the swing trading strategy that I run, I'm still a bit suspect here or hesitant to totally chase this rally after 2 days of a strong move to the upside. So I'm being fairly cautious in what I'm looking at right now and sort of sitting on the hands, but still we can curate ideas and look for names that are setting up for us, maybe not today, but over the next week or two, and that's what this video is all about. So first 2 names are coming from IBD's list. Number 1 you're looking at here, it is IIPR. This one here, along with the whole real estate sector, if we look at the IYR, you can see the IYR, generally speaking, is almost a trade idea in itself, given the fact that it is threatening to break out here and move to new highs. Well, IIPR is a name in that sector. It's trading just under its all-time highs. It's had a very strong run since IPOing back in 2017. It's gone sideways for 4 or 5 months, or for 3 months now, and it looks like it's trying to make a move to the upside here. So pretty self-explanatory sort of breakout, relative strength leader in a strong industry at this time. So IIPR, first one from IBD's list. Number 2 from their list is, again, a defensive name. This is Monster Beverage MNST. You can see this is trading back up towards its highs. It's been in a very loose, wide sort of range here, moving between, call it $48 to $65. It's back to the top end of that range now. What I like about it over here in the very, very short term is it had this gap up back on the 3rd of May, and it managed to hold that gap. It pulled back to it after 3 or 4 days. It held the gap, it rallied back up, it came back down to sort of retest, made a higher low, and now you can see it's back to making new, or attempting to break out to new highs. So MNST, nice kind of potential breakout here, relative strength leader, open gap at the top end of a range. We'll see if it can continue to lift here, break out, and trend to the upside. Earnings are out of the way, and this one has kind of clear skies above it if it can continue to move. So that was number 2. That's from IBD's list. 3 names now from my watch list. AVLR. This is the first one here. This is a more of a recent IPO, smaller cap name, and you can see this one showing some good relative strength here, trading just under its all-time highs. Once again, it does have this open gap. It's attempting to keep it open with today's move back up into this range. So you must have kind of a reversal day back into the range here after poking its head back into the gap fill, kind of failed there, reversed, and now it's coming back in here. So pretty actionable name. I like the setup. Again, I still want to be cautious, generally speaking, on chasing longs here, but this is one that's showing some good relative strength and holding up in this upper end of its, just under its all-time highs. And if you like to trade it through pivots to breakouts, then your trigger's up here north of $75. Number 2 here is Wayfair. This is a different look here. It's ticker symbol W. This one here has been consolidating sideways. It's trading just under its all-time highs. Again, it's been in a long-term uptrend since its IPO, and it recently also had this big gap up. This one was back in February, and it's been holding it for several months. We've had a couple of attempts to sort of come back and fill it, but it's been rejected every time. And now you can see with today's action, it's actually, coming more convincingly back into this old range. So what I like about Wayfair here is that you have sort of a clear line in the sand to trade against, $138, or if you want to be a little more loose, you can just use the gap. If it falls back into this gap here around 135 and change, then that's sort of your signal to get out of this potential upwardly trending stock. So W, I like the hold here. I like the fact that it's moving into the range. And again, if you like the breakouts and clear of pivots, you're looking for a move over 174, which is going to take some time to get back up there. Last but not least, from my watch list, one we haven't talked about in a while, but I know this is one a lot of people's radar, is MDB. This is MongoDB. It's been just kind of chugging along here, just under its all-time high. So really, in the midst of all of the market sort of turmoil and pullback and volatility that we've seen over the past month or so, this has really kind of just been silently moving sideways here, trading between 125 and 145, more or less. It's getting a nice move today, kind of a follow-through breakout above this shorter-term trend line. Again, if you like to clear all pivots and play for the breakout, you're looking for a move over 155, 154 and change, but it looks well on its way right now, holding up, nice relative strength and some good volume coming in today, as it's already above average, and we are not yet finished for the day. So that's what I have for long ideas. The one I'll close it by just saying, I'm keeping an open mind on potentially putting on some tactical shorts in the indices outright. I don't see a trade setup right now, but probably the Qs would be the most interesting to me, just because they're the weakest right now. And once this rally has sort of played its course over the next day or two, if this kind of falters out, maybe we get a trade up to even 180, but if it starts to falter there and start to roll back over, might have an interesting shot to get some short exposure, especially if you're a believer that maybe the volatility is here to stay, or maybe we have more of a pullback to sort of endure. I would just keep an open mind on that. It's still too early to short, and I don't see a great setup there, at least for the way I trade, but it's on the radar and just something that I'm keeping an open mind about. So hopefully some of these ideas sparked your interest. As always, thanks so much for tuning in and watching. Every Wednesday we trade ideas just like this. You can follow us on the Trade Risk or subscribe to our YouTube channel. Have a great rest of the day, and we'll see you in the next video.